Okay, so I think we're having some technical difficulties. I think I'm gonna basically start that over for those of you who are just now joining. I apologize for that. So, this particular video is for those of you operators, special contractors that like to run solo. So, for those of you joining me tonight, I appreciate the hell out of you. This particular episode is going to be focusing on solo jungle survival. So, obviously, some of these tactics will apply to those of you running in squads. But if you're like myself and run solo fairly often, then this will be particularly for you. And if you've played this game for a while, obviously you know doing solo runs can be pretty dangerous. No one's there to revive you. If you die, recovering gear can be quite a nightmare. And then that's assuming you can actually get your stuff back. If you're playing PvP servers, it's obviously very different. Tonight, I'm going to be demonstrating these tactics on joint operations. So I'm going to be testing these solo survival tactics and movement strategies that you veteran players can use. But if you're new, like I was saying earlier, some of these tactics and some of these modalities that I'm going to be using tonight and playtesting with, you can use this to build your own survival playbook, right? So if you're new, like as we go along, I'll explain what I'm doing and why I'm choosing to do that. So, all right, let's go ahead and hop into this. We're going to talk kit real quick, real brief. Most of this I've either purchased or I've just found, right? So like the CQA one I found, the optic that I'm using, it's the ACOG 4X scope. I found that, I threw it on. I'm not emotionally tied to this kit. Like I'd be okay if I died and lost all this. The RPC I purchased, the M12 I purchased, like mags, ammo, obviously, all of that I purchased. But the Type 51, tactical belt, MFAC, even the mag, like all of these things are things I've found. And then I have a primary medical kit that I keep in my TAS lockbox. So no matter what happens to me, like when I'm out in the field, either way, I'm going to be fine. So this is basically my preferred method of medical kit. The reason I say that specifically is because I like to know that no matter what happens, like run to run, I have my general basics covered. You obviously don't have to do this. This is just me being a nerd about my med kit. And then I have my immediate kit, which is like your bandages and a small blood bag. Like the most common injuries in my experience of 800 hours of gameplay is you typically are going to get shot. You need to be able to bandage that. And if you do get shot, you're probably losing blood. And you need to replenish that blood, right? And because no one's out there to save you or come to pick you up, you need to be able to deploy these rapidly. And for that reason, I have it here in this MFAC on my tactical belt. So I can basically hit a button and it starts. It's just a hotkey. And I'm mapped to, pretty small keyboard. So that's my reason for why. All right. I have a lot of space in my bag. You'll notice for food, I'm a pretty simple guy. I like a couple of chocolate bars, give me an energy drink, and a small can of tofu, and I'm good to go. Most of the food you'll need, you can actually pick up in the field. And so you don't need to carry like a ton of food and water out with you. Most of my runs, after, again, 800 hours of gameplay, I typically find some kind of food and some kind of liquid. Stay energized, stay hydrated. Those are like the main considerations. Everything else is just going out and having fun, right? And then the tactics that I'll explain as we do our run. To kind of give you like a general overview of what this run's going to look like, I'm going to kind of walk you through tip to tail what this run should look like. And obviously there's a little bit of expectation management on my part. Obviously I may die and I may have to adjust accordingly. But the plan is to land at Mike 3. We're going to hit this farm here and then move up north. We're going to cross this stream here, cross the stream again, and then we're going to hit this radio tower. After the radio tower, we'll stop at Gladiator, top off on either meds or ammo if needed, and then continue past the balloon crash site. We're going to hit this little structure here, go past Namlai Lake, and head to this hidden poppy field. After probably 8 or 10 hours of gaming, I finally found the key for this building right here at 172-132. There is a military firearms crate in this building, and I am very, very particularly interested in finding what may be in there. So we might be able to upgrade our weapon. Again, expectation management. I'm purely at the whims of the RNG. So whatever spawns in that crate, if I'm lucky enough to live to get into that crate, is a mystery. So we're going to find out what's there. After we hit the hidden poppy fields, we're going to head south to the restaurant here. Then we're going to hit the farms here in this area and then drop straight south to Eagle. We're going to capture Eagle, exterminate any forces that might be there, and then we're going to extract at November 1. So that's kind of the brief overview. We're going to bounce, take a bird, hit Mike 3, move up, hit Gladiator, top off, move up to the poppy fields. This is kind of like the crowning event of this run, is that military crate. So hopefully that general overview makes sense. Again, after we hit this military crate, we're going to move down, hit the restaurant, hit the farms, capture Eagle for ourselves, and then we're going to bounce out through November 1. So hopefully that makes sense. I've got the chat pulled up, and if any of you decide to do a chat, I'll do my best to make sure I see it. So that being said, for those of you who are joining me tonight, I appreciate the hell out of you for tuning in. Definitely means a lot to me. I know it's a Thursday night, but I just finished work not too long ago. Got a nice little workout in. We got a bird coming on the way now, so it's about a minute 20 seconds out. So yeah, a little bit of time. I did pop off a few rounds here at this little target area. Just wanted to make sure my weapon is ship shape in Bristol fashion. It is going to be a bit dark too, so where it's going to be as dark as it is, I might swap this weapon out. Oh, it's not able to be... What's missing? Firing pin. Yeah, I'm missing a firing pin from that guy. I bet I've got another M4. Let's do that. Yeah, where it's going to be dark, I'm going to bring this light for you guys and the low power variable optic. The LPVO is my personal favorite modality for like a sight, picture, optic, scope, whatever you kids want to call it. This is my preferred modality of optics. This is just a personal preference. Obviously, it's a dealer's choice. So whatever suits your fancy, run that. But I'm bringing the flashlight just because I know it's going to be dark. It's 9:22 in game, PM that is. So to keep it at least a little.
Get ready, we're moving out.
I don't know. For me, it looks great. For you guys, it might look pretty dark. So I'm trying to like make sure everyone's pretty happy with what they're looking at on their screen. So we're heading to our first location. We're going to drop at Mike 3. And then I'm going to drop a pin on this tree line right here, because this is where we're going first. So the plan is to hit this farm here. We're going to move up, follow this tree line, hit the radio tower, and stop at Gladiator. That's like the first leg of our trip, basically. The nice thing too is like where we're going to the hidden poppy fields, if there's like some catastrophe, some terrible thing that befalls us, the nice thing is we can respawn at this Gladiator outpost. So this cop will be available to us to respawn. That's just expectation management. I'm definitely not a professional at this game, but I am experienced. And so I like to think that helps a little bit. Just taking a look at hydration and energy. We're still nominal. Weight, we're a little bit heavy only because I got an extra stack of ammo in there. Typically I only run 2 stacks. But between what's here in our magazine, 18 rounds. Let's just top that off actually. Fresh mag. So between our magazine here, these 2 extra magazines, that's about 96 rounds. And then I have an extra 121 rounds. Obviously, again, some of these tactics I'm just kind of explaining as like my general rule of thumb. I like to carry enough ammo that if I for some reason can't make my first departure at Gladiator, I'm okay to keep going. But if for some unfortunate reason you need all of this ammo, I think we have, I'm not trying to be rude, but I think you might have some much bigger problems. Yeah. And I'm running this on semi or single fire. It just allows me to be a little more accurate with my shot placement.
1 minute.
Alright, we got 1 minute. We are going to be running past that. The downed hot air balloon or hot air balloon crash site. For those of you watching tonight, I appreciate you checking me out again. I did do an analysis. It looks like 86% of you aren't currently subscribed. And if you do like this content, I would ask that you do subscribe or consider subscribing. It is free to you.
0 seconds.
Helps to build this channel, of course. And if you do subscribe, my commitment is to continue to push out grade A content weekly or bi-weekly for you guys. The reality is I'd probably be playing anyway, but it's a little more fun when I get to hang out with you guys. Alright, we are touching down at Mike 3. I've already got my waypoint set up.
Move out.
The reason I like having a waypoint set up before I even touch down is it gives me a direction to run in, especially if you're playing PvP. Let's go ahead and turn these headsets on. So notice I'm not running on the road. I think realistically, if you're a lone survivor deep in the jungle, you want to run parallel with the road, but not on the road, right? Reason for that is it helps you avoid any unnecessary patrols that might surprise you. So I can see the road just fine, but I'm not running on the road. And again, if you were to think about it from the enemy standpoint, right? If you know that this might be a high traffic area, wouldn't you want to have eyes on this high traffic area and then ambush them from the brush? Like, you can use that to your advantage, right? It's like, I don't know, if it were me, actually alone, and I'm behind enemy lines, like, you do not want to be traveling on the road. That is a really good way to get shot. So you can cross the road, but I wouldn't travel on the road. Especially, like, if you're on the road and there's no cover, or at least concealment, you're in a lot of trouble. So this way I at least have some kind of concealment. None of this is cover, of course, right? And the difference is cover stops bullets, whereas concealment hides you from the bullets. So I'm just going to check this area. I do see a couple of AI doing their own thing here. I'm going to try and take this guy before he walks in. There's one. 2. Checking this left side. Okay, it is quiet. I'm gonna move up a little bit. I'm gonna keep an eye on this side here. There we go. That's 3. I'm gonna watch that doorway for a second. I'm just kind of scanning, looking around. And there's this tactic called Observe, Orient, Decide, Act. It's called the OODA loop. So I'm observing. I'm going to orient myself in the direction of the enemy. I'm going to decide if it is an enemy target, and then act on that decision. Observe, orient, decide, act, or OODA loop. So when you're running solo, that's what you're doing constantly. You're just observing, orienting yourself, deciding, and then you're acting. So you typically will want to move from cover to cover though, or if not cover, at least concealment, right? You don't want to just like run down the road straight at the enemy. There's no cover, there's no concealment. It's a good way to get shot, and if you do get shot, there's... Oh, close by, danger close. He might be inside of this. He sounds danger close. His voice was like echoing. He's not on that roof, is he? Alright, I'm gonna push in. Bathroom's clear. Okay, so in this case here, this is a good example. The smart thing to do would have been to clear the room from the exterior. I pushed into the room and I had to shoot him with hip fire. So the nice thing is I used my flashlight, the center of my flashlight, as a point of reference. And so because I knew my flashlight was mostly on his center mass, I knew I could make those shots. So that's kind of the tactic that I used there in that situation. I'm taking cash, the VZ Scorpion, and these 2 extra mags here. I'm checking in for keys. There's a candy bar there. So if you needed food, you could grab that and take it with you. I'm okay, so I'm not going to take it. I am interested in water though, so if I find water in this building or something to drink, I want that. I'm going to go ahead and close this door. That way if anyone walks in on me, I will hear it. Checking the fridge. Looking for high tier loot. There's a cooler. There's a can of tuna. I'm going to toss that in. I do see a sody pop. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Crack that bad boy open now. I obviously don't need to eat and drink right now. I'm just kind of demonstrating to you guys that like you absolutely can find food. You can find things to drink. Like all of those things are, in my experience, readily available to you. I'm actually going to drink my Rockstar in real life while he's doing that. So now that I kind of have an idea that this general vicinity is clear, I'm going to go ahead and push to the other side where I shot those 2 tangos just outside this building here. So again, I'm checking around my location. Again, and I'm solo, so I have no one to back me up. So I'm going to try to cover ground here pretty quickly. Get behind cover. Keeping an eye on the doorway because we don't know if anyone's in there. I'm using what's available to me. I'm going to try and pie these corners. I can see that back corner now, so I have a pretty good idea that if someone's in here, they're at least going to be behind this corner. So when I peel in, I'm going to immediately point my weapon system into this corner here, right? Because we're going to observe, orient, decide, act. So if there was someone standing there, the weapon's pointed in that corner. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my light now, and I'm going to comb this room for high tier loot. I don't see anything crazy. There's a bandage there. Little lamp. Excuse me. I'm a little under the weather. I apologize. It's probably the last thing you want to hear is me coughing. So yeah, no loot in there of significance. I'm going to take the cash. So because I already have this VZ Scorpion in my inventory, probably not going to grab this guy. Checking for keys, cash. Extra grenades are always nice. No keys, no cash. Okay, so from here, I'm going to orient myself towards following this kind of edge of the river and tree line. And then my plan is to try and cross the river probably right through here. So I'm going to move up to that point. Turn off this light. We're going to kind of comb this upcoming structure. See what kind of data we can get from it. I don't see anyone patrolling outside. Let's move up a little bit. So I've got the bush. Basically, I'm in the bush, more or less, for some concealment. Gonna move up to the back of the structure here. Check this side here. I don't see anyone standing outside. Still no visual. Still no visual. So I'm gonna come up a little bit closer. I'm gonna pie this corner here. Okay. We're moving around to the front of the structure now. There is a door. And check this. This is clear. This door's locked. There's no key. Okay. So I can kind of see the radio tower, and that's the general direction I'm going to go. Excuse me, man. And so because that radio tower is my next objective, I'm going to kind of just start heading that way. I'm not traveling on the road. I prefer to travel away from the road. Like I described earlier, you might have potential patrols on the road. There could be other potential players traveling on the road. And I definitely do not recommend traveling by road. I would totally be okay with like crossing the road, but again, this is where traffic is meant to go. And if you're a bad person and you want to ambush someone who's a good person, you're going to look for them traveling the road. That's my best recommendation is like you can travel again parallel to it, but certainly not on it. So our next destination, pull up the mini map here, about 105 meters out before we cross. So at this point here, if something went drastically wrong, right, we have on the like kind of northwest to us, there's the landing zone Mike 2, right? That's what the LZ stands for, landing zone. So something was absolutely drastic, end of the world, we're like dying, bleeding out. We'd be heading for Mike 2, but because we're fine, we're going to continue mission to the next objective. So I'm going to cross the stream here. Again, you guys can take these tactics for what they're worth and just kind of create your own playbook for survival deep in the jungle. But like this is my favorite modality of playing the game. Like I know Dome is a huge fan of like the PvP, the loud, fast, super angry, super rageful, trash talking, super toxic PvP warfare. Personally, this is like, to me, what's way more fun. It's like being deep in the jungle, being solo, being super methodical, calculated, and like, of course, I die, right? There are times I drop gear, I can't recover it, but in my experience, typically when I play this way, I have a much better time enjoying myself and enjoying the game. And not to say that the game was meant to be played this way, but I would argue for many, many cases that this is the ideal way to play the game. I'm always down to play in a squad, and I love playing with other friends, other people I meet in the stream, people I meet on the map. Like the Gray Zone Warfare community is a pretty epic community. Obviously, there are exceptions to the rule. You know, you're going to find toxic people who are going to say terrible things or take your stuff, bully you. But I think it's good either way. Honestly, I think those things are good too. Because it really highlights the epic times with epic people. So say what you will about the Gray Zone community, man. Like a couple streams ago, I had a guy who was watching my stream, and as he was watching the stream, he offered to meet me and drop me gear. And I mean, that's incredible. Like there aren't very many games that you can do that in. Like the community here is pretty great. Okay, I'm gonna lock in for a second. I fully expect there to be... Okay, I see some lights already. Someone is moving that light a lot. That might be another player. But in case it's not, I'm gonna stay behind cover here. Okay, that looks like a patrol. Okay, I see two dudes. He's just wigging out a little bit. I'm gonna take him from here. One dead. See him moving. 2 dead. I'm gonna wait for just a second. I'm gonna stop, look, listen. I don't hear any other aggro. I don't see any movement. I'm gonna move up a little bit. Okay, I see a light back there. It tells me there's another AI possibly. I'll move up to this next post. Actually, I'm gonna drop back here. This is much better cover and concealment. I'm gonna pie this corner here. Okay, here's a guy. He's dead. I'm just gonna stop, looking and listening. Moving behind this brush. Reloading. Listening. Okay, so I would like to stop and loot, but I don't know if the area is clear yet. Alright, so this room is clear. I'm gonna go ahead and step outside. I'm gonna check that building over there. I would love to stop and start looting, but I need to ensure that this place is clear, so I'm gonna push up a little bit. I don't see any movement on the left here. Okay, so I can use this window to my advantage. I don't see anyone in here. Worst case scenario, there's someone standing right in this corner here and I open this door. This side is clear. I'm going to push in. Okay, this room's clear. Some food right there. Again, this is why I don't carry a lot of food, guys. You can find your food. You can procure food and hydration in the field. Okay, so now I know this area is clear. So now the loot goblin comes out. I can go ahead, start looking for keys, cash, anything of value I can pull from these guys. I am going to take this optic. I'm not a personal fan of the shotgun platform, so that's staying here. There's that water bottle I was looking for. It's unopened. There's a vest on this guy. You can take the vest. That's the advantage of doing headshots, guys, is you can make your headshot and then take kit if you need it. I'm gonna go back in here and take a look. Candy bar, again, more food. Just basic equipment in here. Nothing special to write home about. Okay, I'm gonna loot this guy here. Let's take a look. Okay, this is what I was looking for. High tier loot. I'm gonna go ahead and toss this guy into my TAS lockbox. So obviously I understand not everyone is a supporter edition like myself. But basically you want some space in your lockbox, whichever size you're using, to take things like this high tier loot back with you. See if there's anything else in here. I might bring back this to sell it. And then there's a guy outside the fence that I dropped as well. I think he was standing like right here-ish behind the fence. There he is. Another shotgun. Again, I'm taking this optic with me. Taking the cash. And there's more food. So I'm hopefully I've demonstrated pretty well that you can find food, you can find your water. That's how you extend or prolong your stay, right? Like if you want to go further and deeper into the gray zone, guys, like that's the tactic for finding food and water. You have to procure that. Like you don't want to carry all of that at all times. You want to find it as you go. So our next location is going to be the Gladiator Capture, Occupy, and Protect. Bent Arrow 123. Thank you for joining the chat, buddy. I miss you, my friend. Heading to Gladiator. We're going to drop all the gear we've procured and found and tactically acquired. We're going to sell it and continue mission. So I'm looking for a break in the fence. I'll find one up here, I'm sure. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys, though. The basic concept here that I'm trying to demonstrate is, one, you can build your, let's call it your tool book or your guide for survival in the jungle by yourself, right? It can be done. While it's probably not the most fun way to go, it is super satisfying. Like, I personally really enjoy this method of playing the game. And I love, like, checking out these small points of interests, being able to find, like, interesting loot, new keys, and just really taking in the game, like, enjoying it. And there's, like, no better way to delve deep into the jungles than to do exactly this. So I'm going to stay off the trail here, but I'm traveling parallel to the trail. I don't know if there's any foot patrols. If this was PvP, I wouldn't know if there's anyone else traveling to that radio tower. And the other thing to consider too, right, is like, because we know now that there's no military crates, there's no military gear at that radio tower, it's probably not high on the list as a point of interest for other players. What might be high is the hidden poppy field that we're heading to, because there's a military crate there. Now, bear in mind, you do need a key to go into that structure, but at the very least, we know that there's a military crate there, right? Like, I've done that much research, I have that much intel going into it, I know that. Okay, there's someone down here in the road. I'm probably, let's see here, probably about 70 meters from this guy. So I think I'm going to lie down for this shot. He's dead. I'm just listening in case anyone else is nearby. Okay, I'm gonna creep up on that guy. We're a little closer now. I'm still checking around. I'm gonna look down the road here. This is a dangerous spot to stop and linger. But I am gonna loot this guy real quick. Definitely don't recommend you just stand in the street like this. You should probably lie down or crouch. We're gonna keep moving along here though. So that structure there is our next location. That's the cop Gladiator. We're going to stop there, offload, reload, and then we're going to continue to the poppy field. See, I think main considerations, like if you wanted to evaluate the risks associated with the places you're going, think, what does this place have of either importance or value, right? So something that might be important, there's a mission there, there's a task there, right? That's what makes that location important. What makes that location valuable, however, might be something like there's gear. You know, there's a military crate of firearms, military crate of gear, right? Like, those different things make that area more or less valuable based on what's actually there. So I'm going to go ahead and drop. All I'm retaining is this water bottle here. This is a really good time to stop, reassess everything. We didn't use any meds, so we're still green there. Obviously, we're still green here. I'm going to go ahead and drop the camera. We started off with $15 cash, but I'm going to go ahead and move this. All but $1. I'm going to drop that in here. I'm going to go ahead and top off on hydration and energy. Get some water in me, get some food in me. We don't need to spend a lot of time here. Hot tip, I will say. These Grave Focus energy drinks, they're really nice because they do give you 15 energy, but then also a 50 plus to hydration. So it's a really great option for topping off. I like to bring those with me a lot. I'm going to go ahead and top off on ammunition as well. So I think I'm still green here, 31 rounds. Ben Arrow 123 says, got to love the Grays. Dude, they are my favorite drink. I think if it did exist in real life, I'd probably have one. But tonight I'm drinking a whipped strawberry Rockstar. It's my in real life favorite. Cheers, guys. And then I've got the grenade still. We're still good on ammo. Everything else is a go. So we're going to continue moving on. So our next location is going to be here at the crashed site, or excuse me, the balloon crash site. I'm going to stop there, check that out. I think that'd be pretty rad. And then we're going to hit this structure here. I'm not sure what's there. And then we're going to follow the lake and move up into this tree line here. We're going to take a knee and scout out this area. So we know for sure that, based on the intel that I have, we know for sure there's going to be enemies here. We don't know how many. And we know that this structure here, 172, 132, is going to have a military firearm crate. JZ9081 says, the new Cherry Sakura Red Bull is amazing. I have to agree. I also really like the Wild Berry. I think it's like purple. Maybe it's pink. I can't remember. But that thing is really good. I also really like the Tropical. It's like the yellow can by Red Bull. Had one of those today, actually. Ben Arrow says, any Funyuns? Any other night I would say yes. Tonight, unfortunately, I'm laying off the Funyuns. I'm a little under the weather, so I'll allow myself to be as unhealthy to to have a Rockstar, but I don't think adding Funyuns to being sick would be a great combination for me. But yes, Funyuns are also my favorite time game snack. Funyuns and strawberry Rockstar. Arrow says, sorry to hear that. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's like allergies meets hanging out with nieces and nephews. Okay, I see one guy here. I see his second light moving around. That might be another AI. So the nice thing with where I am is I have a little bit of cover. Okay, so there is two. I'm going to take them here. 1, 2. I'm just going to stop for a second. I'm looking and listening. I don't hear a return fire. I'm going to start moving up. Arrow says, can't wait for this update to come. Dude, that is... We can talk about that actually. So the 0.4 update is supposed to be pretty big. There's going to be quality of life improvements, 8 new weapons, new helmets, new gear, and over 500 accessories that's being dropped in the next update 0.4. I've been saying this for a while, and I'll reiterate it tonight for those of you who are watching. Again, I appreciate you guys checking me out. But this 0.4 update is going to be pretty significant because we've been waiting for this wipe to come for a long time. I mean, the initial rumors was like September, November, but it just never happened. So I think they've been working things out, and I think we're getting really close. Sorry, I thought I heard something. I think we're getting really close to having like one of the best updates we've ever seen in the game. So again, I can't emphasize that enough. Like, this update's going to be pretty significant. I'm hoping to be available to do like a live stream with the new content as soon as it hits. And yeah, I can't tell you guys enough how much I look forward to that. Like, I am super stoked for this 0.4 update that's coming out. The other thing too that I thought was of interest is they're revamping some of the POIs, or like little areas, like the places I've been visiting tonight, which is huge for me because that's like my personal all-time favorite thing about this game is these little points of interest, new things to loot, There's going to be new enemy variants as well. Arrow says, I've finished this game 7 times now, so just waiting for the new one. Yeah, I think that's the... Bro, say what you will though, right? I think that's the challenge of playing a game that's in early access. But the fun thing is, bro, is for guys like you and I, Arrow, brother, we've been playing this game since like the dawn of its time. Like since it came out initially, like we have been non-stop playing it. So the nice thing is we kind of got to, in some ways we got to shape and mold the game. I'm getting shot at, I think just past that vehicle. I don't think it's coming from inside the building. I can see flash from right behind the truck. I'm gonna take a shot. It's small arms. I just heard him die. I shot him through the truck. I'm gonna listen for a little bit before I move up. I don't see or hear anything. I'm gonna move. Checking this side, clear. Get this light on for you guys. This is basically suicide for me, having the light on, but I wanted you guys to be able to see it. I would love to loot that guy, but I'm gonna clear this building first to make sure I'm good to go. I'm gonna keep an eye on the door. I don't know what's going on inside. Quick sweep, it's clear. Okay, there's hydration. There is this little toolbox here. I don't think you can open that though. There's a crate down here, civilian chest. Stretch pen, that's nice, taking that. HC kit. This is basically a 2-slot hard case that you can put meds in. It's a great option, but I have the MFAC, so I'm leaving it there. Gauze, Ibelin. I'm gonna pop that light on. Okay, I don't see anything else significant. Sport backpack. See if I can find anything else. No, that looks like that's it. Alright, so I know that this is clear. I'm going to go ahead and start looting. This left side's clear. I'm going to go ahead and loot this guy. Just double checking my surroundings here. JZ9081 says, are you streaming on Twitch? So I do not stream on Twitch. I've thought about doing it, but unfortunately I don't know, personally I just prefer YouTube. I also don't like the idea that people can donate on Twitch. I don't need you guys' money. Yeah, it means as much, if not more to me, if you just hop in the chat, hang out, like and subscribe to the video, man. Yeah, I think I just prefer the modality and method of streaming through YouTube. That's just a personal preference. I probably won't be hopping on Twitch. My last stream where I did something very similar to this exact run had over 500 views, and 86% of them were not like subscribers. So for me, that's a huge deal. Like, I just like the idea that, you know, I'm basically no one. I'm just having a good time with the homies, hanging out, and I can, yeah, basically just reach new audiences. Yeah, and really just hang out with people. I think this is like more enjoyable personally. It's funny because like Ben Arrow, he and I met on a stream, and then he hopped in and we started playing together. That's like, God, over a year now. And so, yeah, it's just kind of crazy. I don't know. I just, the community to me on YouTube seems more enjoyable. Obviously, if someone said something like super crazy, Dome or myself would probably just ban them. But we have like a Discord channel. People can meet up. Yeah, man. Arrow says we've had a lot of fun for sure. It's like the most fun at times that I've had with my clothes on. So I'm gonna move up this Nam Lai Lake here. We're gonna start creeping up on this hidden poppy field. We'll go ahead and check my ammo. Still doing good there. Yeah, and Dome would have joined us this evening, but unfortunately he's on a work trip. And oh. So I heard a suppressed shot. I think that bird is traveling overhead. going past us. Arrow says, tell him hi. I will definitely tell him hi. Yeah, he would have joined us this evening, but again, he's going to be doing a work trip. There might be someone here. I don't know if those suppressed gunshots were coming from the restaurant or from here at the poppy field. I'm really hoping it's not the poppy field. I'm just going to listen for a second. I'm going to move up. Okay, I'm about 60 meters out from that tree line ending. So I'm going to creep up over here to the corner, and then we're going to start scouting out this spot. I'm going to crouch. Again, I'm running solo, so I don't have backups. I need to be kind of careful with how I approach this. Okay, I see a light on. I hear someone walking. I don't see movement. Oh, right here. Okay, so there's one right here. I'm gonna take this guy. Things are about to pop off. There's one. I'm gonna check this left side. Left side looks clear. I'm gonna use this vehicle as cover. Peeking this left side far. Looks clear. There might be someone up there. I see something reflecting up there. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna creep up and move a little closer to this. Okay, this initial spot's clear. I'm gonna hold up right here. Yeah, that fog is kind of gnarly. Super low visibility. And that's kind of the nice thing about the dynamic weather system, is it does add a bit of challenge to your scouting endeavor. I'm kind of surprised though, I didn't hear anyone return fire after I shot this guy. Not to say that this is clear. We're going to be super careful as we push up. So I have the key for this room. I know it's locked. So I'm just going to come around the side here. Okay, this is clear. Outside's clear. Pushing around to the front. Doors open. One dead. Okay. Combing the field. I see a light. I don't see who it's coming from. I almost think I see movement, but I can't tell. We definitely have one in the field. I'm gonna go ahead and check a quick look at this guy, grab the scorpion, cash, mag, looking for keys, looking for other cash. Okay, we're gonna move back out. I really have a hard time seeing right now. The visibility is so low. Okay, here we go. I see him. He's dead. And top off. Okay, we're moving back to the structure. Okay, so this building right here is basically what I've come here for. This has the military firearms crate. I'm just gonna double check this field real quick before we go diving in. I don't want any surprises sneaking up on me. Okay, looks clear. Yeah, and if you're curious, the key for this building is called HF3 Hut. Again, this is the hidden poppy field. And there's a few crates in here, as you can see. There's the ammo box here. 545, 762 by 54R, so that's your Mosin rounds. Then you have 762 by 51, so that's like your 308 NATO, if you will. We're not interested in any of that, so I'm going to leave it there. Obviously, you can take that and sell it. Okay, so this is what I've come here for. We've got the AK-74M. Looks like it's suppressed with a foregrip, decent magazine, great buttstock, and it looks like it has a red dot. This is the Pilot P142. So super, super rad. Then we have the SVD suppressed, all black. And this has the Purst 4, which is like a, think of like a light laser combination. Does this have the infrared? It is approved in target acquisition lighting conditions, durable, provides a visible and infrared laser. Yeah, so this is like a pretty damn good find. That was weird. I don't know what that sound was. So, I'm going to take the SVD. I think that's going to be the more valuable thing to sell. There's a free Purst 4. I'm going to take that as well. I'm going to find a way to mount that onto this guy here. I think that would be pretty rad. Either on the bottom or the side. And then, man, if I had room for this, I would bring this too. But I don't. I wonder if I could take it apart. Let's see here. Could I separate this thing in any way? Could I take the suppressor off maybe? I feel like that would help. There we go. That works. Grabbing the frag. This is the SVD stock adapter. Don't think we need that. But you definitely could sell that, obviously. So yeah, I mean, this is the loot that I was coming for, right? This is like this is the tactics for how you go further alone. This is how you survive out in the deep jungles of Lemang. Yeah, hopefully that highlights all of those tactics. I don't know. Again, I'm not a professional, but in the 800 hours of gameplay experience that I have, this is typically my favorite way of playing the game. Like, I like the slow, methodical movement rather than running in guns a-blazing. There's definitely a time and place for both, right? I'm not advocating that you should never run in guns a-blazing. Obviously, it's fun, and if you've got backup, that's very, very, very critical. If you have backup, if you have help, then by all means, run in guns a-blazing. But I'm running solo, so I'm not running on the roads. I'm traveling light where I can, leaving plenty of room for loot in my backpack. Take as much as I can once I get to that high value target. And yeah, these points of interest, man, they're like super fascinating. I love the devs' work. Like, the game is super well polished at this point. Obviously, there's a lot of things I think that could be done better. But as far as just playing the game goes, I really enjoy this aspect of the game. Like, running solo deep in these jungles and just being a lone wolf. Like, just running solo. Like, that's kind of the fun operator dream, man. I don't know. Hopefully that all kind of makes sense for you guys. But I'm going to plot the next waypoint. It's going to be the restaurant. So typically, if you wanted to do the smart thing, it would just be to bounce, right? Take everything you have and just GTFO. Either drop back to Gladiator or just head for the next LZ. But I'm going to come probably down to this. I might hit the restaurant or just bypass the restaurant, hit the farms, and then we're going to take Eagle for ourselves and then extract. So that's the next point of interest there. Yeah, obviously this isn't like a how-to guide. I'm never going to be, I don't know. I like making recommendations. I like making like hot tips that you can try out for yourself, right? Things that you can learn from me, my mistakes, my successes, and they kind of build your own book of survival tactics, different movements, different ways of approaching different situations. But playing solo, man, it has its benefits, but it really has its cons as well. So I don't know, take that with a grain of salt. But personally, this is my favorite way to go. So I see structure already. I'm going to kind of move up on it a little bit. I'm going to move basically from tree to tree here. Maintain a little bit of cover. A little bit of concealment. Okay, I do see a guy right there. He looks alone. But once I make this shot, I'm going to kind of divert my attention here. And just kind of make sure I can see a wide area here. Oh, I got instantly shot. Moving, dropping back. So I've got double bleed. A little bit of concussion going. Looks like he hit me in the kit. I'm going to drop back. Typical recommendation is anywhere between 200 to 300 yards. Or until the shots stop. Okay, I'm going to take a knee here. I'm really badly hurt, so I'm going to go ahead and pop a bandage. Okay, I got double bleed. I'm losing a lot of blood really fast. Okay, I've got the bleeding to stop. I'm going to go ahead and pop this blood bag. I'm real hurt, real bad. He shot me. Almost like the base of my neck. Okay, I've added a little bit of blood. I've bought myself some time. I'm going to drop back a little bit more. I'm going to cross this road here. I'm going to duck down behind this tree and I'm going to conduct a little bit more analysis on my health here. Okay, so it looks like we've managed to stop the bleeding. I'm starting to recover a little bit of blood, so that's a good sign. But I'm still pretty hurt here, so I'm going to go ahead and pop a suture kit. So we know this area is clear because we've cleared from here up to our next waypoint. So I know it's safe to stop here. Gonna stay vigilant, look around, kind of focus on this at the same time. Okay, so that helped a lot. I'm gonna do one more blood bag. We lost a lot of blood on that. So I'm guessing whatever shot me was a rifle round. And I'm also guessing he hit me from the left side. So as I come back towards that area, I'm going to kind of watch that left side. And I'm going to swing wide and to the right. This is my favorite thing to do. It's wide flanks win fights. WF, WF. Wide flanks win in fights. So if I know I got shot from a general area, I'm going to flank really, really wide on that. So that's the structure there. I'm going to keep moving. There's our structure. Going to keep moving. You want to crest the hill. You want to be like somewhere not quite at the top, not quite at the bottom. We're just going to scoop a bit. Just looking, watching that area. I'm going to drop to the right side of this bush here, use this as concealment. I have no visual. If we go any closer, we're going to be considered danger close. So I'm just combing this area looking for the Charlie that shot me. There's the guy I shot. He's dead. Looking to the left. There's a good chance he pushed me, but probably not. Kind of exposed out in the middle here. I think the next best course of action would be to move up. Use some concealment. We're watching for a flash. We're listening. Looking. I assumed he would be somewhere here in the logs. I'll check this right side just to be sure. Moving up. I do not see this guy. Tell me he's in the bush. This is how you die. Right here. One dead. There might be another. Checking. Checking. Still no visual. I'm gonna clear this angle here. Okay, I'm calling this clear. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of play that back, right? I came up through here. I had no idea where this guy was. He's here. So I assumed he probably shot at me from right here while I was standing in that opening right there. I think I was standing behind this tree, one of these trees over here. And he's using this rifle round, 7.62. I'm gonna take that cash. But then I pushed wide to flank him and then came around through the side, trying to comb the area, try to find him and flush him out. Again, you're moving solo, so you can't just run straight on in, right? Like, you get shot again, you go down, no one's going to save you. So, definitely don't recommend that. I'm going to go ahead and pop that. Cheers, guys. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to continue on. We're going to push to the next structure. We could hit the restaurant there. I think that would probably be a bad idea. Yeah, definitely wouldn't recommend pushing this solo. There's probably quite a few guys up there, but I don't know if you were to do it. I guess this is how I would do it. Is I would come up this hill here, comb the area. I hear AI already. I don't see anyone up top. I hear an echo. He's probably coming from the actual building itself. I don't see anyone out in the field. There's a guy right there. I hear someone running. Right here. He's dead. Another one. Small arms. He's dead. I'm gonna frag out. Fragging the left side. I'm gonna flank on the right though. So I'm moving from concealment to cover. Keep an eye out on this right side here. Not sure if there's anyone back there. There could be someone in the perimeter down on the trail. I hear someone close. We're gonna push in. I'm going light on. Close. He's dead. I don't know if the building's clear yet. Pushing up the stairs. Top floor is clear. Let's go ahead and take a quick look, see if there's anything we can then find, take with us. Take a little sody pop. Don't mind if I do. Ammo box. 545, 762. Briefcase. Got some clothing. Backpack. Okay, nothing of significance up here. We're going to push back down. I don't know that it's clear yet, so we're going to take this a little slow. Gonna look at this corner here. Peek this. Peek right. Killed a couple guys back here. I'm going to check this backside. Backside's still clear. I'm going to push up to the front. Turn this light off. Our visibility is improving a little bit now that the sun's starting to come up. Okay, peek this front. Front's clear. Peek down here. I don't see anyone down there. Okay, so now we're good to loot full on. Take a look on these tables. Here's some food. Again, this is how you prolong your duration, right? Looking for food, looking for water. Any high tier loot that you can take back with you. Little backpack right there. Can I open this? Little bathroom right here. I'm gonna check out these tables. Sometimes you can find stuff on there. Nothing there. Nothing here. Table for two. Okay, we're good to start looting bodies. So, primary thing I'm looking for here is keys. I'm looking for keys, cash, anything of value. This guy down here. He's using SKS. No cash, no keys. Pretty sure I looted this guy. Oh, I did not. Okay, so we have a Type 51. Taking that with me. Necklace. Taking that with me. And that is the Dark Pearl Necklace. So that's a high tier loot item. That's exactly what you want to see. And I think I'll leave the mag. For some reason I thought there was a third guy, but I guess not. Okay, so we're moving on. Again, that's I don't know. I don't know that I would recommend pushing that by yourself, but obviously I did it. That's how I would have done it. That's why I did it that way. But you can push like a relatively fortified, structure, even if you're solo. If you're just moving, methodically, stay behind cover. If you don't have cover, use concealment. So I'm coming up on this guy here. I can see him. Oh, that's not a person. That's a pot. Gray zone playing tricks on my eyes. I'm going to comb that a little bit more, though. You never know. I don't see anyone down there. I deadass thought that guy right there, that pot, was a person. Don't do drugs, kids. Stay in school. Early onset paranoia, schizophrenic right there. Louise the Ben says, "Yo, bro, I'm super excited for the .4 update, man. I think it will pump the game a lot, like 20 steps in the right direction." Yeah, brother, I would have to agree with you. I'm super excited for the .4 update myself. I think there's going to be a lot of quality of life improvements that I've been waiting for a long time, and I just really hope they deliver on this. I'm okay with them taking longer to drop an update if it means that that it's good, Like the initial rumors I heard for the wipe was supposed to be like September, November, sometime in that range, but it never happened. So yeah, man, I'm pretty excited. I think it's going to be good. I don't know. I haven't seen any tentative dates yet. The general vibe that I get is it's going to be soon. But that's basically it. Okay, so I'm looking at this farm here, the structure, and I don't see anyone standing out in the field. The smartest thing to do would be to move along that cover of the tree line there and the shrubs, and then move closer in on top of that whole compound, all those farms in there. So I don't see anyone standing out in these fields, which is a good sign for us. I do see a guy there. That's a pretty far shot. Let's see, that's from me to, I think there, so that's 195 meters. I bet you if I lie down, I think I'm zeroed. Let's see. So that's 200 meters. He's dead. So, I mean, I already kicked off shots. At this point, we're going to stand and just kind of look for a muzzle flash. The muzzle flash is going to be your greatest indicator of direction. We're obviously getting suppressed from someone. I don't see flash. I don't see a direction as to where they're firing from. So I'm going to keep combing the area. I am lying down. They could still headshot me, but they're technically using iron sights. It sounds like either an SKS or an AK variant. I don't see movement. I'm going to comb this line here. Still nothing. Okay, we're going to move. Wide flanks win fights, so I'm going to drop down behind the visibility line. And I'm going to move super wide to the left. So, technically, I don't know, in my experience, flanking to the left isn't your strong side. Obviously, we're right-handed, so flanking to the right would be our strong side. So we're doing what's called a weak side flank, which is flanking to our left. That means we'd be showing up on their right, giving them the advantage of cover and concealment. But wide flanks win fights. If you can remember that line and use that as a practice, you can generally do a lot better. So I've got the concealment on my side, moving from brush to brush. I can start to see I'm closing in on the structure up here. I'm going to start taking a look. I'm going to try and get behind this tree for a second. Just comb this out. I don't see any movement. I think I'm going to aim for that building there to start clearing out that whole place. But I'm going to move from tree to tree. Not the most idealistic cover, but it's still better than absolutely nothing. Still no movement. That's the guy I shot right there. So I'm just combing this area. Okay, I see some lights. I'm gonna move. Peeking this. No one's here. No movement. I'm gonna close this distance a little bit. There's no one behind this building here. I can visually see that. No one at the front of this building. I'm gonna check that window. No one there. He's dead. I hear more aggro. Pushing in the building. He's dead. Okay, this building's clear. I'm gonna fight from this position now. I'm gonna start on the right side and comb to the left, watching that window. I'm just taking in the data, being careful not to expose myself. I hear someone pushing me. I'm gonna listen for a second. Go back to the left. Someone's pushing up. I'm gonna drop back in a little bit. Checking this side again. I'm gonna peek this corner. No visual. Is there a back door? No back door. He sounds close. Danger close. Oh, I see him. So you can use the cracks in the walls, obviously, right? Like I was able to visually see that guy through this crack or the slat in the wall. That's why I was able to shoot him. So, like, there are things that you can use to gather data on your surroundings, and this little peephole is a great way to demonstrate that idea. So I know close is clear, but I don't know about far. So I'm going to move quick to that vehicle, use that as cover. I'm not going to stay here very long. I'm just going to comb the area, gather more information. I don't see any movement happening. I'm going to listen for a second. Okay, I'm moving up. Side's clear. I see movement. He's moving up. He's dead. Moving up. Checking in here. This looks clear. This side's clear. Checking the back road. Make sure no one's running up on me. That side's clear. I'm going to move in on this building. Light on. Clear. I'll come back and loot this building. I just want to clear the outside real quick. I'll check the right side. Going up the street. I hear movement. Grenade out. Pushing in. I fragged him, he's dead. Combing this left side. Peeking the front door. No one at the front door. Peeking the road. No one at the road. Door still shut. While that door's shut, I'm going to clear the front side of this building. Right, if that door opens up, I'll know someone's home. But for now, I'm trying to collect this data. I want to know the outside's clear before I push in through the front door. Okay, I got a window right here. I'm going to use this window. That right side, far right side's clear. Light on. See a couple crates. Okay, this room's clear. Oh, is that a ring? It is. Gemstone ring. That's high tier loot. Let's take a look, shall we? Gemstone ring. Very nice. I am a huge fan. Okay, let's get this other light on. It's ammo box. 545, 762, 762, and 545. None of those are anything that I'm shooting, so I'm going to leave those there. I'm always a fan of the flashlight. We have an AK-19, which for those of you who don't know, that shoots the 5.56. It's an AK-12 variant. It shoots the 5.56. Wow, 5.56 NATO round. Sorry about that. Yeah, so if I had room, obviously I'd be taking this with me. I didn't actually know that there was a firearms crate in here or the ammo box. So that's pretty rad. I'm going to want to add that to my intel for the next time I come through here. But this AK-19 sell for pretty good. Obviously, it's the same caliber that I'm shooting, so I'm going to unload this, take the ammo with me, and it's green tip, so that's absolutely ammo that I can use. I'm going to go ahead and reload my mag now. It's a good time as any. Top off, and I'm good to go. So I've checked this place for high tier loot. There's some bandages. I didn't really see food or hydration, but got some decent loot from here. Check the exterior as I peel back out. I'm going to loot those couple bodies that I already dropped. That's always sad to see. I'd rather shoot 100 men than see a dead dog. Okay, this looks like a dead body, not one that we caused. Again, high tier loot. So now I've got to make a decision. I've got to drop something. Probably going to drop the Type 51. Grabbing that. I'm going to check this dead body here. Nothing on him. Again, looking for keys. Cash. Anything valuable, any kind of intel. Equipment, camera equipment. Checking this position here. That's the guy we shot as we were coming up. Room's clear. Checking for high tier loot. Got some sunnies down here. Another sody pop. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these because your boy's thirsty. Starting to drizzle outside a little bit. Yeah, every operator runs on two things, chocolate bars and cola. Let's get a light on in here, shall we? Let's do one more candy bar. Oh, I think we'll do another soda. Hell yeah, buddy. Okay, we're filled up. I'll loot this guy real quick. Taking cash. Okay, so this whole place is cleared out. I'm going to go ahead and run back to this building here. And I'm going to loot those bodies that I shot over here. I think there was two guys. There was one guy outside, and then there was one guy inside that I shot literally as I was crossing the threshold into the building. So I'm taking the grenade with me. If I had the rune, I suppose I could take the scorpion with me. I don't think I have it though. Well, that's 3. Boom. There we go. Another sody pop. So obviously, like, hopefully I've like highlighted enough of these like ideas for you guys. I don't want to beat a dead horse, obviously, but you can find the food, you can find the hydration in the field. Use it to your advantage. Coming back, looking for keys, looking for any kind of high tier loot. We're basically full to the brim. Civilian chest. So you've got water, food, more water, and a suit kit. I think I've used a partial here. And I've got bandage here. Might toss this guy in because it's brand new. And we're gonna top off on food and water, why not? Just checking my 6 there. Okay, we've ate, we've drank. Just checking for more high tier loot in here. I don't see anything. Some food. Okay. We are good to go. Alrighty. So next, we're going to take Eagle. And we're going to basically head directly south from our current position. So south is that way. Basically 175. I'm gonna head straight on down. I definitely recommend using the mini-map too. I know that's something that seems kind of obvious, but man, it's a super helpful tool. Cash, no keys. We're gonna continue on. Yeah, I like being able to use the mini-map as I'm on the run. It allows me to orient myself while I'm en route. And because we've got a crap ton of gear, we are starting to get super heavy, which means any sprinting we do you're gonna gas out pretty quick, right? So I'm gonna keep heading this general direction. I do see structure up there. I'm gonna move up a little bit. I'm gonna use this tree as cover. Check my 6. Okay, that looks empty. I don't want to travel on the road, but I do want to travel parallel to it. I want to be able to keep an eye on it, but I don't want to be on the road. Just orienting myself here, so I'm still heading due south, and I can start to see the structure. So that's the building I intend to capture. I'm going to come up here and kind of comb this out a little bit, see if I can spot anyone. So I'm going to start on this left side, kind of comb through. I don't see any movement going on. There's a lot of cover, a lot of concealment in there. So from this angle, I mean, I'm going to kind of creep through this field. Keep an eye on the road. I'm crouched right now, so I'm just kind of slowly making my way up. This is why I really like the low power variable optic, or the LPVO. This is that vortex optic, and I am a huge fan and huge advocate. I use one of these in real life on my personal day-to-day, and I really enjoy it. It's a good system. I also have their binoculars. I'm a big time hunter here in my state, so this is definitely a brand I'm very familiar with, and I've used it for, oh gosh, a couple hundred hours at this point, and that's conservative. Okay, I'm pushing straight in. No one here. I'm gonna comb this out a little bit. Make sure my immediate area is clear. Okay, I don't see anyone and I don't hear anyone. Am I really just gonna walk up to this thing? I guess I am. And there's free experience. 50 points of experience for that. I'm gonna go ahead and take the time, look around, see if I can loot anything. Nothing but a supply of pornos. I'm gonna take a look over here. See if I can spot anything of interest. Not really, man. Yeah, these tier 1 cops, they don't typically have a lot of good loot. It's the tier 3 ones you gotta be really excited about. Can't loot that either. Okay, so this is a good point as any. I'm gonna take a knee. We're gonna start dropping everything. Make some room in here for this. There's that SVD rebot back. Ooh, can I consolidate this? Make some room here? No. Okay, so we start off with 15 bucks. I'm gonna do everything but $15. Add that in. I'm gonna sell this initial stack here just so you guys can see how we did. I'm gonna head over to vendors, and I'm gonna probably do Banshee just because I want him to level up a little bit more. So I'm gonna sell all this stuff to him, including the SVD, the camera, weapons. I'm gonna save the purse for myself, but I just wanted to see how much that costs. It costs $294. So we have just over almost $4.5 grand from this first slot that we're selling. So I'm going to retain this. I'm going to save this over here on the side. That was $294. Suppressor, some gun parts, necklace. The stretch pen obviously as well. And a couple of grenades along the way. Food, water, that type of thing. I'm going to probably dump one of these down here by my cooler bag. Dump this guy as well. Grab another energy drink. And just throw in a can of beans. Saving the grenade, but if you're curious, they're not crazy expensive. Sell that as well. Okay, so we made just over $5,000 in gear on that run. Obviously, like, there are definitely more advantageous gear runs, right? Like if your whole thing was like, I want to run and find gear, I want to run and find stuff to sell, your Midnight Sapphires, Fort Nerith, right? All of those places are going to be more advantageous. This was me doing a very slow, very methodical, long, drawn out run into the jungle solo, right? I was trying to demonstrate tactics and tools that you can use for yourself. Let me mute this for a second. It's pretty loud, that rain is, eh? So hopefully by now what you've learned is you can acquire food, you can acquire water out in the field, right? I demonstrated the use of my weapon system, the ideal kit for my situation, and then the medical supplies that I used, right? And you were able to see in real time how I used my medical supplies to save my own self. Like, I was pretty badly hurt, double bleed, lost over, I want to say it was like over 1,700 units of blood, and you have 5,500, so a lot of blood loss. We recovered well, found incredible loot, had a great time, was able to hang out with you guys in the chat. Hopefully that covers the bases of using tools and tactics to survive solo, right? Your lone survivor operator, your idealistic dream here in Grey Zone Warfare. For those of you who are still following me, I appreciate the hell out of you. I'm not even going to ask you to like and subscribe. I'm just going to say thank you. It means a lot to me. I will be doing a stream probably this weekend, but for sure next week. I'm going to be doing some gameplay on Icarus as well. Yeah, if you want to see more of this content, go ahead and head over to my channel. Like and subscribe if you wanted to see me more in the future. But if not, that's totally fine too. Hope to see you guys next time. You guys take care. Have a good night. Have a good day wherever you are in the world. It means a lot. Kazi Panda says, hell yeah, bro. Good to see you back. I appreciate it, Brother Bear. Yeah, it's good to be back. I'm going to be anxiously awaiting this point 4 update. I am super, super excited. And watching the devs, I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but I'm going to just pull this up for you guys so you guys can kind of see what I was looking at. Let's see if I can pull this up on Steam. So the point 4 devlog, new content. I'm just going to drag this over. Should be alright. Let's just hide this. Can I hide this at all? Perfect. Yeah, I'm going to drag this over so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Yeah, so they've added 25 new locations, varied in size, new biomes to the map, rebuilt, polished existing locations with with a focus on environmental storytelling and lore. Huge fan of that stuff. Redesigned locations to reflect the particular AI NPC factions occupying the area within their specific lore. Huge fan. I'm a huge fan of the lore. For those of you who know me, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know I'm a huge lore nerd. That is my baby. I am a huge fan. That's why I have over 7,000 hours in Skyrim. Played it the night it came out, basically. They've reduced vegetation in combat outposts. Yeah, man. Kamikaze Panda says you've been waiting for that. Yeah, for sure. I am with deep anticipation. I am waiting for this update, bro, and have been for a few months now. They've redesigned the FOBs, or forward operation bases, polished environment near rivers. So they did a lot of water effects, those little POVs, POIs, all in those areas in and around the rivers has been reworked. I'm going to swap out my pouch here for a second. 1 second. Take a swig. Cheers, boys. Added paths in the jungle. Added variety to the state and searchability of buildings, open, closed, abandoned buildings, right? So you can gather all that data as you're coming up on the building. You can know, based on how the building appears, what kind of loot is going to be there, what kind of enemies you might find. They are regrading characters. So your vendors, I don't know if you guys have seen that video yet, but they're changing the appearance of Handshake, Gunny, Lab Rat, Artisan, Turncoat, Banshee, and then for those of you who have access to it, the Vulture. They are revamping, recreating those individuals and those characters. Regarding characters, they focus on introducing more variety, redesigned AI enemies into clearly differentiated factions, each with a distinctive boss to improve readability and encourage players to use different tactics and loadouts when engaging them. Players can now also choose from visually upgraded PMC head models. So when you basically wipe your character, when you go back in to make a new character, you'll have new models to choose from. So hopefully there's more variety with your PMC. They've redesigned AI enemies into 7 distinct factions, each defined by unique faces, hairstyles, clothing, gear, etc. There's new weapons. I think there's 8 new weapons if I remember correctly. Carried loot plus additional redesigns for the FOB and the cop guards, as well as starter towns and AI NPCs. Added new enemy bosses with distinctive voice lines. So they're each going to have like their own chat VoIP, if you will. Reworked the visually upgraded all PMC heads, 16 in total now, so that's new. I think before it was like probably 8, maybe even 6. Added new apparel for players obtained via Twitch drops. I have no idea what that is, but I would like to get more familiar with that. So if you guys have a link to that, feel free to drop that in the chat for everyone else who's kind of following along here. Remodeled all vendors. So as I was talking about before, they've like added in a bunch of new vendors. So it's interesting to say the least. Weapons and gear. The new weapons in 0.4 are meant to broaden the choice spectrum, introducing both low tier and high tier guns, together with a multitude of new weapon parts, gear, items. These additions should bring much more variety to your loadout. We've also made numerous improvements to weapons, ammunition, gear, and ballistics. So they actually dropped a devlog where they kind of demonstrate that a little bit. They demonstrate the new ballistics, how your character performs when he's dropping from different heights. So it adds like a nice sort of immersion to your movement as your PMC is like traversing different topography. And I thought that was like super clever. It's a nice, I would say like quality of life improvement for immersion, especially for guys like myself who are like all about the lore. They've added over 380 new weapon parts, including new color variants of previously existing weapon parts and parts of new weapons. So they've dropped new skins as well. Okay, yeah, so here it is. 8 new weapons. The Alien, which is a handgun that belongs to the faction. The L43A1, your M16A1, your M1A, M14, SA, the VZ58, and then the Remington Model 788 and .22, and then the M201C. 9 unique camo pattern variants for firearms, 12 unique engraved weapons from the bosses, which is super incredible. I am looking forward to that. 3 new collimators, Triticon, MRO, the RMR Type 2 red dot sight, which is super rad. I used to own one of those in real life. The Lago Arms red dot. 5 new scopes, new magnifiers are being introduced. They have new binoculars being introduced. 8 new helmet types, 6 new pieces of headwear, 2 new glasses, 3 new plate carriers, 4 new rigs. Like, the list goes on and on, man. Like, this update is going to be absolutely incredible, man. Like, I am really looking forward to it. And I know Dome is looking forward to this the most, right? He's the king of loot goblins, if you will. We have made extensive changes to the loot system in this update. We significantly expanded the loot pool to increase variety and make exploration more exciting. So for guys like myself, this is literally the moment I've all been waiting for. Like, this is like what I am all about the lore. I want to know more about the indigenous people that are there. What happened to this war-torn country? Why is it that there are people patrolling the streets? You know, what is in the gray zone? Like, what is in that big red area on the map? Like, what's going on for these people in their daily lives that has them patrolling with their military-age males, like, throughout every single town? Like, that's what I want to know. I want to know the lore. I want to experience the points of interest, experience the topography, go through solo, you know, push these points of interest and find incredible loot, find out more about the story and lore. That's what I'm interested in. And with 2 devlogs now out, only 1 remains to complete the Spearhead devlog series. In next week's final entry, we'll take a closer look at major reworks to the core game loop, progression, vendors, and the economy, along with several new features. In the meantime, though, they are continuing to test and polish update 0.4 to make sure everything is ready for its release at the end of March. Oh, I stand corrected. I apologize for that. They're going to be dropping this at the end of March, which is good to know. What day is that, by the way? Can I look at that? No, I can't. Let's see here. What day is that? I'm going to look it up real quick, fam. Yeah, so the last week in March. Probably the weekend. So if I was a betting man, I'd say between the 26th, which is a Thursday, till sometime in the 31st, which I believe is a Tuesday. Yeah, so probably the last week end in March, if I was a betting man. So that's super exciting. I think this is exactly what we've been waiting for. Well, guys, for those of you who are still following me, just know that I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Until next time, this is AOR, and I'm signing out. Here's a mag dump on automatic for you guys. Love you guys. Have a good one.